Dear colleagues, good evening. Welcome to our today's meeting, as usual, on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern European Time. We have a live meeting covering all the recent news in the train transportation technology and of our crowd investing platform, RSW Systems. I can see that we don't have as many people as we usually have, but as a lot of our partners are observing us, our development, both in live and as a recording, and they provide their feedback. Also, I'm very pleased that we have a lot of comments under the videos that we published, and I'm quite pleased as the head of the platform, as the spokesperson of the platform. Let's first set on the procedure of what we're going to discuss today. We have very good news about the development of the string transportation technology. We will see what kind of good news we've had so far. So it's the end of May, the end of spring. Ahead of us, we have quite fruitful and intensive summer in store for us because there will be a lot of different events and measures, actions taken both in the area of crowd investing and from the UST group of companies. I'm sure they have quite a lot of in store for us to make us happy. I'm talking about events in the international market, and they are picking up pace, which is what we predicted back in 2024. This is the first thing that we're going to discuss, the work of the group of companies UST and their achievements in spring of 2025, after which we are going to discuss what's going to happen on our platform in the next months. And I'm sure all of us will be quite happy with what we're gonna see and hear, and we will be looking forward to all of our goals to be achieved and fulfilled. Before we start, let's see the geography of all the people present here today. I'd like to see your cities and countries that you are from. Just write it in the chat. Last time, the geography was quite wide. I think all of the continents were covered. I see people from Azerbaijan, Florida, the United States, Brenda, hello, Kazakhstan, Almaty, then we have Estonia, Pärnu, it's Maya, Laro from Kazakhstan, then we have a person from India, England, Russia, Israel, Prague, the Czech Republic, then the Far East, Lyubov from Far East, then we have a person from Germany, from India again, California, then we have Lydia from Odessa, Ukraine. Greetings to you as well. Then London. Then we have Norilsk, Russia. Then we have Moscow region. Then we have Latvia, Riga from Latvia. Then we have Russia again, Tyumen region, Adygea, Russian again, Almaty, Kazakhstan. You see, it's very wide geography. We are talking about tens of thousands of kilometers. For example, Far East in Russia, and then all the way across the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean, the United States. So the entire globe is covered. Although we have quite a modest attendance today, the geography is still quite wide. And we have a person from New York City. Very cool. It is the middle of the working day, I guess, in New York right now. Okay, friends, then in this case, we can, with this big geography together, see what kind of international events or international news happened in the UST technology. And on the official website of the UST group of companies, we saw a news digest on YouTube of the news that happened throughout the spring of 2025. So what I suggest we do is we watch the video together, after which we're going to do a recap of the results and achievements that happened or were achieved throughout this period. And after that, we will move on with our agenda. And let's start with the achievements of the group of companies. Let me put up the video first. 1 second, please. So friends, please tell me if you can see my screen. If you can, someone says yes. Well, perfect. So for us not to have any perfect glitches, let me first turn on the video and you tell me, please, if you can hear the audio track. So I'm going to turn it on. You tell me everything is okay, and then we'll continue. So UST promising projects in Europe, India, and Nepal. Could you hear me? Could you hear the sound as well? Good. Then in this case, have a nice viewing. It's a 5 minute long video. Probably some of you already watched it, but we have thousands of investors who watch the recordings of our meetings. So probably for many of you, it's going to be some new information that you might have missed for different reasons. UST's promising projects in Europe, India, and Nepal, defining talks in Dubai, and the revolutionary development for a complex Karat. This is UST Digest, where we talk about the main news of the company. Projects. In Nepal, authorities in the eastern province of the country have given the green light to the construction of a 7-kilometer string rail that will connect two cities. But this is only the beginning. In the future, the route could grow to an impressive 45 kilometers. The project has received support from the Investment Department and Department of Infrastructure and Transportation province. We completed feasibility study and our specialists are negotiating on financing and legal issues. This project will become a new chapter in the history of transportation of Nepal. In India, the leadership of one of the states approved a project for a tourist route to a famous waterfall. This is not just a transportation solution, it's a challenge. We will have to build a complex in a nature reserve, preserving its unique ecosystem. This is one of the attractions. I can even say that it is located on the territory of India, and there we're talking about decorating or landscaping a tourist sighting place and also solve the issue of transportation accessibility on a small section. This route will make the waterfall one of the most recognizable landmarks of the world and will attract tourists with an unusual combination of nature and technology. Events. The United Arab Emirates delegation of the Roads and Transportation Authority of Dubai visited the center in Sharjah. At the meeting, plans for expansion cooperation were discussed. So during the meeting in 2018, a memorandum of intentions was signed in 2018. As far as we know, we're talking about a 15-kilometer route. And during this work, also we announced last year, sorry, that about 68 kilometers of roads will be built using various suspended transportation and string transportation in the first place. Negotiations are nearing the final stage, and very soon decisions will be made. Belarus. Work is in full swing here. The State Committee for Standardization approved the first national standard for UST technology, which will come into force on the 1st of July 2025. This document enshrines the key concepts used in the description of the technology and will become the basis for further regulatory framework. Two more draft standards for passenger and freight unimobiles have already passed metrological and regulatory technical examination and have been submitted for approval to the state standards. For us, these are bylaws requirements for research of transportation vehicles, according to which we can conduct officially testing and then submit all the documents for certification. These documents are planned to be completed in the second quarter of 2025. They will seriously simplify the implementation of our technologies in the CIS countries. Developments. And now about the speed of the Karat. At the USky Center, our engineers are preparing to test the traction electricity supply installation for the flagship Unimobile. The device will be supplied with electric energy. There will be a specific special electric converter that will ensure effective use. The result will be that Karat will be able to accelerate to 120 kilometers per hour and even more. This will be a real breakthrough for our transportation. This was a UST Digest, only the most important and interesting news. If you want to find more, check out our website and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. Okay, friends, in my opinion, this is a wonderful idea that our investors have been waiting for so long, and the investors into the technology, because we're talking about a digest of all the news over a certain period of time in a very concise manner, which is very relevant for many of our partners and investors because not all of them, due to several reasons, have time to regularly read all the news about the company's achievements. And here you have it. Just in 5 minutes, you now know all the main achievements of the company and the results of the company and the group of companies, UST, and the entire engineering team created by Dr. Unitsky. So, friends, on behalf of our entire platform, I would like to thank the UST team for working hard on the implementation of the string transportation technology. And I would like to extend my special thanks to the marketing department of UST group of companies who are producing such materials for us that are very important and relevant. I hope you share my feelings and share my words of thanks. If you do, please write so in the chat, and probably some of the UST company representatives are here today or will be watching us as a recording, and they will be very pleased to read such words of thanks. I see a lot of likes and thumbs up. Someone says, I'm very thankful to them. Joseph wrote, thank you. Gulnara wrote, sure, we're very grateful. Maya wrote that it's very cool that such news is published. Suraj says, thank you very much. Indeed, it helps us quite a lot in our work. Just show this video to a potential investor, your prospect, your potential partner when you make a presentation of what you do, when you make an investment proposal. I think this material will be of great help. It will not leave anyone indifferent. It's not just about talking things that might happen in the future or how things might be in the future or whether it will happen. No, the video is talking about things that already happened, and I would like to single out some key points while I'm reading the words of thanks from you. I see Vijay gave a 10. Well, I guess it's 10 out of 10. Then we have Suraj who says, great news, thanks. It's Saeed, sorry. Suraj says definitely. Someone is asking a question, but please do not ask your questions right now. We will have time for our Q&A session, but not right now, okay? Remember our agenda. First, it is me who speaks, and then we swap places and you ask questions, and I gladly answer those questions. So as for the key points, first we're talking about the project in Nepal. It's a very significant event that the company has been going towards for 4 years. The negotiations started in 2021 at the highest level. We already covered that in the past, but I'm recapping and I'm trying to emphasize the key points. So will be repeating some of the things, some of the results and achievements, because they're very important and significant for every investor at this stage of the development of the technology. So it is very important, friends, that we have already a feasibility study in place. Now works are being carried out on funding the project. The legal aspects are taken care of and are being discussed. As you remember, this project will be implemented in collaboration with the state entities and private business entities. Also, it's important that the project was signed and approved at the highest level. If I'm not mistaken, the approval was even given by the Prime Minister of the country. Next, friends, let's take a project in India. As Mr. Petrov said, Deputy CEO of String Transportation Inc. for marketing, he said it's a challenge for company because to show how string transportation technology crosses or goes over the waterfall in a reserve area in a tourist attraction landmark visited by a lot of tourists. It's an image making project, a tourist project, and it should be economically feasible. But why it's a challenge? Because the technological solutions to be implemented by the company will be out of the box solutions, quite complex too. But as we see, Dr. Unitsky's technology has no task that cannot be solved because any ambitious project can be implemented, and the string transportation technology, as we can surmise, knows no boundaries. Next, friends, I wanted to draw your attention to the project in the United Arab Emirates mentioned in the digest that we watched together. Please note that negotiations on this project, and I mentioned during one of my previous meetings, started in 2018. 7 years have passed until such time when in 2025, hopefully, some key and final decisions will be made to implement the elevated transportation. As Mr. Zaretsky said, Discovery Director in the United Arab Emirates, he said that there is a potential to build up to 60 kilometers of transportation, elevated transportation, with UST technology taking the priority. So going back to our previous topics, when we talked about the number of commercial projects in the pipeline, the project in the Emirates has been in the pipeline and in progress for 7 years now. And it includes negotiations, approvals, bidding procedure, the tendering process that the company participated in. And in this region, we are at the point of implementing the final stage of it. So we are in wait for the final solution, decisions to be made. It's quite cool, right? But it is quite also important to understand that not all of the projects can be implemented by the snap of our fingers. We're talking about infrastructural, large-scale projects, and in transportation sector is a very difficult sector in terms of receipt of approvals, red tape, and even corruption. We all know that pharmaceuticals and transportation are very hard to get or complex sectors of economy in any country, especially when you come with an innovative solution to the market. It's very difficult to promote, and that's why negotiations are being held, which is very important to understand. Next, another important point or event that is happening right now in Belarus is, dear friends, a completely different level of the technology, going not only into the commercial dimension, but showcasing its viability and feasibility. So why I'm using these words? Because when a state agency, we're talking about National Standardization Committee, starts approving specific standards for UST technology, this is a serious move, serious step. Just for your clarification, what is a National Standardization Committee? Imagine standards for car industry. Imagine standards for some industry. Imagine national standards for, I don't know, catering and food. All of those sectors are ruled, governed by certain national standards. And in the past, there was no such thing as string transportation technology, right? Now, when the string transportation technology appeared and went through all the stages of proving its viability, showcasing its viability, and of great help here was the first commercial project, Unilight, our first swallow. It played a very significant role in gaining attention in Belarus in the Aquarel. And now the National Standardization Committee is developing and approving standards specifically tailored to our transportation, which is a huge achievement. Remember, since 2014, we've been saying that Dr. Unitsky is created a new type of transportation, which is a sector-forming technology, which underpins an entire sector. And what is happening right now in Belarus, where string transportation standards are being created, this is a direct proof of the fact that we are now at the stage when the string transportation technology has been singled out into a separate type of transportation at the governmental level and now has been recognized as a specific branch of science by academic circles and governmental entities. This is a huge achievement. Also, we need to point out that it will apply not only to Belarus, but to a number of other countries, including the countries where the technology can be implemented. We're talking about EU countries and the Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS, or Eastern Europe and Middle Asia. And the video showed the countries where such standards will be applicable. So in my opinion, this is a huge achievement. And Dr. Unitsky has my special thanks for that, of course. And here also I would like to point out separately that in this area as well, Dr. Unitsky is quite a unique person. He also always, when implementing his technologies, chooses an out-of-the-box solutions or non-orthodox methods. Remember when works were started in Belarus and the United Arab Emirates, many of our investors and partners did not always understand why Dr. Unitsky is choosing unconventional ways. For example, land was allocated as a farming land and not land for R&D or experimental institution. So Dr. Unitsky chooses the most logical way. way, like the path of least resistance, which to many people might seem strange. I'm going back to referring back to our previous meeting when I said that Dr. Unitsky knows how to turn complex things into simple things, makes them easier, you know, like a breeze. That's how things are done under his management. Although we are talking about very complex processes, we're talking about overcoming red tape, we're talking about overcoming corruption, which is present in some regions. But Dr. Nitsky knows what he does. He is the master of his trade. And to us investors, at a first glance, it might seem that his decisions are unorthodox, but with the passing of time, in retrospective, looking at what happened, we realize that those decisions were very wise and very correct, and they brought about the desired result. And what happened in Belarus is very indicative of that. Neither the Ministry of Transportation nor other specialized agencies developed those standards, but a special purpose institution, the National Standardization Committee, developed those standards, which helps boost the image and the reputation of UST in the national market and international market, let's say in the market of transportation innovations. So congratulations to all of us. This is a huge achievement. And now let's touch upon the R&D mentioned in the video. So you might have noticed that Karat is one of our, let's call them flagships. And the company is working now on improving its performance, namely speed. And here I would like to point out the investment aspect related to all of us. I'm talking about the crowd investing here. Many of our partners and investors were asking, what if the GTI company stops raising funds for the high-speed transportation and, well, stops collect or, well, not stop, just exit the entire project, then what will be the investments used for, considering that the company already has two commercial products, the urban passenger and cargo transportation. So I'd like to draw your attention to this, to emphasize this. R&D. There is a separate area in the company called R&D, and R&D in this case means improving the innovations that have already been implemented. So we have the transportation complex, Karat, that have already been tested and certified. But in order to improve its performance, in order to go in pace with our competitors and not to allow them to take us over or overtake us, surpass us, we need to regularly improve what we have. So this type of activity can be called not only R&D, but also as innovation, because the UST group of companies is doing it on a regular basis and will keep doing it in the future. So if we talk about the current stage of attracting investments into the parent company, the holding GTI, the money from the sale of the pre-IPO shares of GTI will be used to finance those developments, that R&D activity, to improve the performance of the existing solutions. We know there's still work under construction in Belarus, track number 6. Also, there is a lot of work to be done in the R&D center in the United Arab Emirates, in Sharjah. All of this requires funding, and because of that reason, the holding company GTI will still be selling pre-IPO shares to fund those activities. For the UST group of companies, it's investment money that will be spent to finance the innovative works. performed by UST. This is what we need to understand. And now, I would like to convey the key, in my opinion, point in this last bit in R&D and innovations to make you understand where the money will be spent from the sale of the pre-IPO shares. The money will be spent on R&D and innovations. And right now, the company is gradually increasing its commercialization. It's increasing the number of commercial projects in the pipeline, receiving more and more orders, which will generate more revenues. And the revenues minus costs equals profits. And according to the investment memorandum and the declaration of dividends, there is a formula. Remember, it's according to that formula, in order for the company to start paying dividends to its investors, the company first needs to cover its cost, to exceed its cost by 40%. The revenues should exceed the cost by 40%, and then the company will have to reinvest the remaining profits into the technology. That's what I was talking about in the last 5 minutes, to reinvest in order to improve the existing solutions and to develop new solutions. And the company will have to use the profits and reinvest it. This is what the memorandum and the declaration say. However, we all remember that on the 16th of April, Dr. Unitsky said that based on the performance of 2025, financial performance of 2025, the GTI company will start paying 100% of its profits, or sharing 100% of its profits. In other words, there will be no reinvesting into the technology. But in this case, we need to be clear about one thing. It is for this reason that GTI company will be selling the remaining pre-IPO shares, so that the sale of those pre-IPO shares would cover the costs on innovation. Well, to put it in simple terms so that everyone is clear, GTI is the founding organization for all the companies within UST, everything related to the technology. So GTI, being the parent company, invests and funds the innovative activity of the company. So basically, it's kind of replenishes the authorized capital. So the sale of the GTI pre-IPO shares allows the UST group of companies not to reinvest the profits into innovation. You understand why, right? Because there will be additional funds coming from the sale of the pre-IPO shares, which frees the profits, and the profits will be shared with the investors. And in parallel, UST group of company already has in its portfolio 2 commercial products that start being in demand globally, and as I said, continuous increase of the number of commercial projects happens, which allows UST group of companies to receive more orders, hence more revenues, and potentially more profits in the future to be shared. So thanks to that balance, where GTI sells the remaining pre-IPO shares in the parent company, the money from the sale goes to fund the innovations, which means that the UST has enough money to finance R&D and innovations. In this case, it can easily share its net profits with their investors until the next performance results come out. And remember, Dr. Unitsky, being the main investor into the string transportation technology and as the owner of the author and owner of the technology, is ready to share most of his profits with us investors who supported him and still support him by funding his innovative activities, which is very noble from him. He didn't have to do it. We all fully understand that, but he still did it and this made this decision, which is very awesome and very noble. And we should fully appreciate what we already have. We should also appreciate the responsibility of Dr. Unitsky towards us. And when some investors don't appreciate it and are negative, I'm quite displeased. It upsets me that not everyone understands the full meaning and depth of all the processes that are happening right now. So if we are conscientious people, adults, we understand the value of our money. And if we invest it into this project, of course, we need to better understand and dig more and find out more about the project that we invested it in. And when a person has full and in-depth understanding like you have about how the growth happens in the development of the technology, we all need to observe that and also, keep our hands on the pulse. And you guys are doing fine. You are here attending this meeting live and keeping abreast with the news. And thousands of people will be watching us on YouTube. So this digest is a very useful tool, and that's why I'm emphasizing it, because from it, we understand that one of the key goals of the company right now is to keep ahead of other, let's call them competitors, companies working in the same sector, in the innovative transportation sector. And for the companies not to be able to keep up with us, well, not to leave them even a chance of being able to keep up with us, Dr. Unitsky and his team are working on improving what has already been created, which requires funding. And this is why crowd investing is a very important instrument that will be used for many years to fund both the string transportation technology and other parallel projects derived from the inventions and know-how of Dr. Unitsky. Therefore, right now, it is the best time to increase our portfolios, as some of our partners wrote in the comments. I see an iPhone user who says it is cool, which means that we can keep investing and increasing our portfolio of shares. Indeed, it is especially relevant right now in 2025 and 2026, once the revenues start growing and once we see our first returns, and us being old timers, seasoned investors. Some of us probably already have a target number of shares that you would like to have. Some of you already received that number, have that number, and you're waiting for the financial returns, the monetization, capitalization of the technology. Some of you are just waiting without any number in sight, and some people also are waiting, but are also participating in the partnership program. And right now, it is way easier to show people what we're proposing, what our investment proposal is all about. It's clear as day right now. Even this 5-minute video will already make it clear to the prospect what kind of returns a person might have in the near future. And there is a third option here. The first one is when a person already has the desired number of pre-IPO shares and they're waiting. The second one, they're doing the same. They have a portfolio, the desired number of pre-IPO shares, they're waiting, but they also participate in the affiliate program. And there is a third option, which includes all the above, but also from their active involvement in the affiliate program, they use commission to reinvest into their portfolio. For example, they want to have a bigger portfolio. Someone wants to have 100,000 shares. Some people 1 million. Some people 5 million pre-IPO shares. Everyone has their own targets. And in my opinion, everyone should have their own targets. When people set forth their own goals, their own bars, understanding by how much the technology can grow and what kind of returns the technology can offer in the next 5 to 10 years, and by how much the price of the shares can increase. In other words, how many X's they can earn. So option 3 is you participate in the affiliate program and you use commission to reinvest. And then there is option 4. You participate in the affiliate program and you don't reinvest, just spend it. And take into account that with the launch of the Micron Global, it will be your opportunity for a career growth, to become the best sellers, to become a multi-level crowd investing professional. And we are doing everything for that. And the first step before launching the platform, we announced the use of our main tool that we're going to use on the platform, which is the augmented reality tool, which is called Admix Reality and app. And I wanted to tell you that in the near future, we will start the work of the focus group. Remember, we announced that we will enroll 100 people, but what we saw is that this tool turned out to be very interesting for a lot of people. And we decided to increase that number by another 100 people. So now the limit will be 200 people. Currently, we already have 181 people or applicants in the focus group. Can you see it? Well, now you should. You see it's 181, it says. So if you haven't yet applied to get this application for free throughout the testing period, you have still 19 spots left, after which we will close the enrollment and then we will start the training. So someone is asking, what is a focus group? Watch the recording of the previous meeting and you will learn. And there is also information about it in our Telegram channel. And there is a video in 3 languages, Hindi, English, and Russian, where there is a detailed explanation of it. So there are still 19 spots left in our focus group, after which we will close the enrollment. Someone is asking how to get into the focus group. All the information in the Telegram channel. I don't want to repeat myself and to mull it over. Go to our Telegram channel. There is a separate piece of news about it. YouTube is blocking viewing. No. I uploaded it into a video in Telegram. It's not a link to YouTube, so you can directly watch from YouTube. You see? Or from Telegram. So there's a Hindi video, directly video in Telegram in English and Russian. So it's a file uploaded into Telegram. It's not a link to YouTube. So the author, the developer of this app, Dmitry Slusar, is giving a detailed explanation of this tool. You don't need access to the website RSW. All the information is in Telegram. So right now, for example, where did you get the link to this Zoom meeting from? From Telegram, right? You followed the link and you entered the room. So in the same channel, you can find all the videos and all the information. So going back to, well, someone says from the website, but you can use both. I personally go to our Telegram channel, news channel, and I click on join. and I am redirected from Telegram to Zoom, bypassing the website. Why would I uh, make double effort here? Okay, then. Let's not dwell on what works and what doesn't. It's the 21st century, so if something doesn't work, there are lots of ways around. You can Google it up. Well, you should have access to the website RSW Systems. It even works in the United States. Well, probably in some regions, some countries, there might be problems with the internet service provider or mobile internet service provider, some restrictions. But you can use VPN, for example, as the moderator wrote in the chat. So let's not, again, waste time on discussing this topic. After all the information is out there. You can learn everything, and everything will work if you find the right ways. So you can Google it up, as we used to say, or you can use Chat GPT. So self-education is welcome here. Okay. Next, friends. What do we have next? So else, what I wanted to tell you, I told you about the focus group. We still have 19 places left. Well, we kind of already exceeded the desired 100 people, but we decided to meet you halfway and increase it to 200. So we have still 19 spots left. Next, friends. Currently, we have a promotion ongoing that we extended, and there are still some packages left with 1 to 76 discount. And as some of you wrote, that it is a good time to increase your portfolio to reach the desired number of shares. We have discount 76 with a potential of increasing it to 85. Because if you buy a package in one go, you get 10% extra on top of the default number of shares. So today is the 29th of May, only 2 days left, full days left until the end of May this month. So you should hurry up. Someone says, can we please extend the promotion for 1 more month? Well, I don't think we will do that. Probably we might extend it by a few days to sell the remaining packages, but we've already extended this promotion for quite a considerable period of time. So just make use of the time that you have. The discount promotion will still be ongoing for 2 more days. So 76 discount 76 is a really good discount. I agree. And someone says not everyone knows about discount 76. Well, discount 76 promotion has been ongoing since the 16th of April, the birthday of Dr. Unitsky. So 1 month and a half is quite a considerable period to learn about it. So, well, I told you about this. In other words, we have still a couple of days left, both for you to take advantage of it and for your people you know, just show them the news digest, and it will be quite easy for them to make a decision. And when you also use our Admix Reality app in your work, then your sales, you'll be selling packages like hot buns. And also in the focus group, we will show how it works. And those lucky people who join the group will increase their sales performance by a big margin, and they will learn everything they need to know about their agency work. So let's do it this way. I still have some exclusive information for you left, but since we have already 100 people in our room, I think not everyone knows what Admix Reality is, right? Because I see a lot of questions about it in the chat. So if you don't know about it, give me a minus in the chat, or I don't know. Minus or I don't know if you don't know anything about Admix Reality app. Do we have such people here? Anyone? So the reason I'm asking is because, well, people are saying I don't know, minus. Well, let's take a look. Let's watch this video again. And for you specifically, I will put on this video, which will be very useful for you to watch if you are not on the same page with us. So I will turn it on, and I think it will be useful for both sides, those who don't know and those who know. Just give me 1 second, please. Okay, friends, I think we're all ready. Let's watch it together again. It will be a reminder to all of our partners what we're talking about here, to get inspired and to understand the unique nature of this instrument and how helpful it will be in promoting the technology, no matter what platform you're using. So let me show it to you again.
How to convey the scale of UST technology when it's so hard to imagine for the average person. How to build trust, not with words, brochures, slides, or even polished videos, but in a way that makes someone simply look and say, "Wow, now I see what you mean, you have my attention." That's been my dream for years. And I know it's yours too. When you try to explain the idea of string transportation and all you get back are doubts, questions, confusion, or rejection, it's easy to feel discouraged. You say all the right things, you cover all the right bases, but somehow it just doesn't land. We've been through that for years. And the more we faced those reactions, the more we searched for something that truly works, something we could rely on, and finally we created it. A tool that quite literally brings UST technology to life, right here, right now, in your smartphone. No slides, no guesswork, no lengthy explanations. The person just sees it. Not an idea, not a fantasy. They see reality. And they believe. In that moment, the whole conversation shifts. Doubts turn to curiosity. A listener becomes a partner. This isn't just another presentation gimmick. This is a proven, powerful tool that changes the rules of the game. We've tested it for years. In business, at trade shows, in creative work, in conversations with people from all backgrounds, even where language was a barrier. And trust me, it's worth your attention. Today, we're launching a focus group of just 100 participants, who will be the first to test this tool in real work settings. You'll feel it in action. You'll watch communication barriers disappear. And you'll see how hard it will be to go back to the old ways. This is an experience you won't forget, and a tool that works from the very first seconds. Spots are limited, so act now. To learn how to join, check the news update or the description below this video. And most importantly, while others still have to spell it out, UST technology is coming to life, right in your hands, right here, right now. See you in the focus group.
Well, friends, this is what some of the partners didn't know about. We showed it to you again, and I see while we were watching it, some of the people already submitted their applications to the focus group. I saw a question about it. Alexander is asking, Maxim, is there any statistics from the sales on the effectiveness of this tool on the work? Some real cases, real sales. Well, Alexander, this is why we're creating this focus group, for us to see, to derive that statistics. And this is why we're giving the opportunity to our partners to see themselves all the metrics, the performance results, how many registrations they will have after using the Admix application, the conversion rates, registrations into sales rates, how easy it's going to be duplicated by a new partner who will be becoming your downline and will be becoming the client of our platform and will be using that instrument in their work. So Alexander, this is the whole purpose of the focus group, for you to see the actual image, for everyone to see how it's going to be in real life with the help of augmented reality. So I hope as far as the focus group and the app, everything is clear for now. Well, I talked about it last time and during the meetings before that, we mentioned it on several occasions. So don't miss out on your chance. Make use of this opportunity. We now have 17 spots left. Okay, friends. Now for the exclusive information. Again, someone is asking, how can we enter the focus group? Are you serious? I've just explained. In the Telegram channel, there is news about it with the link. So I consider this question closed, okay? Friends, now it is time for the exclusive information. Last time I announced that on the 7th of June at 7 p.m. on Saturday, we will have a exclusive meeting with Dr. Unitsky, who will be speaking live from the United States directly, where he's right now working actively on creating a hub, UST hub in the United States territory, which will showcase the high-speed transportation into which the existing solutions will be integrated passenger and cargo transportation. So we will hear first-hand information from Dr. Unitsky about the current results. It's going to be really exclusive information. This will be the first time ever that Dr. Unitsky will be speaking on our platform like this. So spots will be limited for this event. It will be a free-for-all open door policy, but there will be a cap on the number of participants. So plan your time ahead, 7 p.m. Eastern European time, Saturday, 7th of June. Invite all of your partners, regardless of through which platform they invested into the technology. It can be former SWIG investors, our investors, investors from our concurrent platform. It doesn't matter, because this meeting with Dr. Unitsky is intended for the entire crowd investing community, showcasing the technology, where Dr. Unitsky will give exclusive information about what work is being done in the United States, how profitable this project is for all the existing investors into the string transportation technology, and for future investors as well, of course. Also, that meeting will provide interesting information, important and exclusive information delivered by the CEO of Uscovery, Dr. Zaretsky, Mr. Zaretsky, and Mr. Petrov from the String Technologies Inc., the Deputy Director for Marketing. So it's a must-attend event. You have to plan for it. You have to plan your time ahead for it. A lot of exclusive information. And also, there will be a bigger presentation for our main tool, Admix Reality app. We will have a special guest there as well who will tell us more about this tool and how it will help all of us increase our sales and how this tool can easily increase the number of investors in your network. And overall, it's going to be quite exclusive as well. And on my behalf, as in the capacity of the head of the RSW systems, I will tell you the exact date of the launch of the updated platform, Micron Global, and I'll also tell you some exclusive news related to the second half of the year 2025 in the area of the crowd investing development that we are all part of. So friends, again, follow the news. There will be a registration link to that event. So the entire procedure will be, of course, described. So the news will be published in the very near future for you to get ready yourselves, to prepare your partners, and participate actively in that event. So you will have a lot of time to notify all of your colleagues and partners in your network. So this is going to be one of the most important events of this year. Again, an exclusive meeting with the owner and author of the technology, string transportation technology, Dr. Unitsky. It'll be online, direct from the United States. So friends, we'll be looking forward to that meeting. So let's plan for it and let's book the spots, the place. And in conclusion to our today's meeting, here's what I wanted to tell you, dear friends. After June, we will start a new stage, milestone of crowd investing. We will have a better vision of the future prospects and course of the crowd investing. Also, we'll have a clearer vision of UST's plans for commercialization. We will also hear about it more on the 7th of June. And also we'll have a better understanding of what the UST hub in the United States will all be about and how profitable this project is going to be, how lucrative it's going to be for all the current investors. Well, friends, this is it from me. I told you everything that I wanted to tell you today. Those are the key points, key news as of the 29th of May, 2025. Next meeting will be held on the eve of the event with Dr. Unitsky. It's going to happen on the 5th of June, Thursday, or probably it's going to happen on the 3rd of June on Tuesday. We'll think about it, how to better fit it in, because the meeting with Dr. Unitsky will be on the 7th after all. So probably it will be more reasonable for us to have the next meeting on the 3rd of June next week. So I will have things to tell you. So let's plan our next meeting on the 3rd of June, 2025. Okay? It will be on Tuesday, 7 p.m. And also our next meeting with Dr. Unitsky will be also at 7 p.m. East European time on the 7th of June. This is it from me. If you have any questions that you don't know the answers to, and I'm ready to take those questions. 9 minutes. We have 9 minutes for us to call it a day at 8:30. I promised that I would take some time to answer your questions, so I'm ready to answer your questions. So someone's asking, what about the classes on how to use the application, the trainings? Well, Maya, we have a schedule, and the procedure, and once we put together 200 people, a group of 200 people, we will start conducting meetings we'll start conducting those meetings. So probably it will happen this Sunday, but originally we wanted to have 100 people, and then we had a lot of demand coming from our partners. We decided to increase it to 200. So probably the next training will be held on Sunday. So as soon as the enrollment is over, we will announce the day of the first training. So I see words of gratitude from you. Joseph wrote, thanks for the presentation. Marina said, thank you for the news. Well, thank you for your feedback, for your kind words. Ilya says, Ilya, could you please tell me how to transfer pre-IPO shares to relatives? Well, it's more related to legal aspects. There is a whole procedure for that. You need to write to our support service on our website, and our employees will give you the guidelines, what you need to do. Maxim, thank you very much for good news. I see. Well, thank you for your kind words. Maxim, everything is clear, crystal clear. Then someone wrote, thank you very much, always on point as usual. Well, thank you for your words of gratitude. Next, we have a comment in English. Give me a second. I will have this comment translated first. What is the last date for the update on the non-regular payment? I'm not sure what you mean, or what is the last date for updating irregular installment? I'm not sure what you mean, but I think if you write to the support, then probably they will understand what you mean and will give you an answer, because right now I'm not sure what it means. What is the last date for updating irregular installment? Then we have thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. Lubov has written, thank you, Maxim. Dr. Baben Kalita wrote, okay, well, this is in reply to my recommendation. One more thing that I wanted to tell you. At our focus group training, we're going to have colleagues who will be sharing their experience of using the augmented reality. It was called Advo Hunter. And there are very cool cases, success stories of using that app. If we have time to collaborate, to agree with our colleagues how they used that application back in the past. So you will be impressed, believe me, they are quite impressive. But this is like, a small spoiler for you. Okay. Maya says, thank you for the info. And Alexander in the end wrote that the project is now big news in Belarus. The company is growing. Well, yes, I would like to congratulate all of you on this. And I would like to thank Dr. Unitsky for his hard work and his team's hard work, because it is the hard labor and efforts of Dr. Unitsky, and he's been doing it throughout his whole life. He knows no boundaries, no geographical borders or time limits even. His hard workmanship and energy that is literally overflowing is impressive. He puts all his efforts into implementing all of his inventions. This is the main driver of the growth of the company. So the main words of thanks should go to him. But of course, without the support of each of us, I'm sure Dr. Unitsky wouldn't be able to implement it. So also words of gratitude should also be addressed to all those people who have supported and are still supporting this sector forming technology in transportation sector forming technology. So thank you very much for your attention, for your efforts, for your labor, for your patience. I'm sure that the year 2025, the second half of the year 2025, will be a breakthrough half of the year, both in the commercialization of the string transportation technology and in the crowd investing area, especially considering the launch of our platform. And on the 7th of June, you will learn when I will make an official announcement. So be there. So see you on Tuesday, dear friends, at 7 p.m. And let's get ready for the meeting with Dr. Unitsky and the top management of UST group of companies. Ahead of us, very hot summer in both literal and figurative meaning, and the second half of the year will be the same. Thanks, friends, and see you on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Bye-bye. Have a nice evening.